You're watching The Crime Vault, where we unlock real cases, real motives, and real consequences without the rumors or the clickbait. Everything in this video is based on public information, police reports, media coverage, and allegations. All individuals mentioned are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We send our condolences and respect to the victims and their families, because for them, this isn't content, it's real life. If you're watching right now, go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe so we can keep opening these files.
A woman went to work at a Fort Myers gas station and never made it home. In broad daylight, outside a convenience store, police say a man armed with a hammer turned a normal day into a nightmare. Now the case has exploded into a national story, not just because of how brutal it was, but because of the questions surrounding who the victim was, why she was targeted, and how this even happened in the first place.
Detectives say the man accused of hitting a woman several times with a hammer, killing her outside of a Fort Myers gas station, admitted that he planned to kill her just 2 days prior to this horrific attack. That woman, Nulufa Yasmin, was a mother of 2 daughters. This is video of the suspect, Rolbert Joachin, in court on Wednesday afternoon, where detectives said he is also the suspect in another case they've been working on for a couple of months, but wouldn't say which one. Fort Myers police say Joachin walked up to the victim at the Chevron gas station, beating her to death with a hammer. The detective said Joachin admitted he wore the same outfit so the victim would recognize him. Detectives also say he purposefully hit the car with the hammer to get her attention.
Did he indicate to you that he hit her car so that way he could get her to come out of the establishment?
That is correct.
The Department of Homeland Security said the suspect came here from Haiti. He had a temporary protected status to stay, but that expired in 2024, so he was in the country illegally. In court Wednesday afternoon, the judge ultimately decided that Joachin will stay in jail prior to his trial, and his next court appearance will be on May 4th for his arraignment hearing. I'm Madison Zaleski with Gulf Coast News.
A Fort Myers gas station became the scene of one of the most disturbing killings Florida has seen this month. Police say a woman working at the store was attacked outside the business with a hammer in daylight in front of witnesses. And the details in the arrest report are the kind that stay with people. Here's what we know. According to police reporting summarized by multiple outlets, the attack happened in Fort Myers, Florida, outside a gas station convenience store on April 2, 2026. Authorities say Rolbert Joachin, 40, was later arrested and charged with murder in connection with the killing. The victim was a gas station clerk, and police withheld her official name under Marsy's law, though community members and local reporting identified her as Yasmin or Nilifa Isman, a Bangladeshi immigrant and mother of 2 daughters. The what is horrifying. Investigators say witnesses saw the suspect holding a mallet or hammer and a knife. First, damaging a black SUV, then turning toward the woman outside the store and striking her in the head. First responders found her unresponsive and pronounced her dead at the scene. The why is still the hardest part because it is not fully settled. Police sources cited by CNN said the attack was targeted and that while the victim did not know Joachin, the two reportedly had a previous encounter. But beyond that, the motive has not been clearly explained in public reporting. And this is where cases like this can get twisted online. People start arguing politics before they even stop to ask who the victim was. By local and national reporting, this woman was not just a clerk, she was a mother. Community members identified her as a Bangladeshi woman with 2 daughters, and local coverage described a growing memorial outside the station as family, co-workers, and neighbors tried to process what happened. That matters, because when stories go viral for how graphic they are, the victim can disappear behind the footage, and that's exactly what should not happen here. Based on the arrest report described by People, officers were called after multiple people reported that a woman had been hit with a hammer at the gas station. One witness allegedly said he saw a man striking a black SUV with a mallet and knife. After damaging the windshield, the suspect allegedly approached the nearby woman and hit her in the head. The witness then said the suspect continued striking her after she fell. Police say Joachin was identified and arrested later that same day after what Fort Myers police described as a coordinated manhunt. ICE also said it assisted local law enforcement in locating and arresting him. At a later court appearance, according to Gulf Coast News, a Fort Myers detective testified that Joachin admitted he had intentionally targeted the victim in the killing. More recently, that same outlet reported he has entered a not guilty plea.
Now let's talk about why this story blew up the way it did. First, the setting. This wasn't in some hidden alley at 2 in the morning. This was outside a neighborhood gas station during daytime at someone's workplace. That makes people feel exposed in a different kind of way. It hits that nerve of this could happen anywhere. That alone makes a case travel. That alone makes it stick. Third, the brutality. I'm not going to sensationalize it, but let's be real. When a case involves repeated blows with a hammer in public, people react from the gut first and the facts second. That's why stories like this instantly turn into national headline fuel. Third, the politics. The case became part of a wider immigration debate after federal officials highlighted Joachin's immigration status, and President Trump shared video of the attack while arguing for stricter deportation policy. That pushed the story far beyond local crime coverage and into the national political machine.
The speed and accuracy in which our law enforcement teams were able to track the killer's movements and arrest him is a testament to our robust law enforcement partnerships here in the state of Florida. Currently, Mr. Joachin is being held at the Lee County Jail on charges of homicide and property damage. ERO has issued an immigration detainer and will ensure that he is never released into the communities or the streets of the United States again. Joachin, an illegal alien from Haiti, first entered the United States on August 9th, 2022, near Key West, Florida, subsequent to a maritime smuggling operation. He was arrested by the United States Border Patrol. He was turned over to ICE ERO for detention and was later issued a immigration judge's final order of removal on September 9th, 2022. The prior administration allowed him to be released into the United States and subsequently granted him temporary protective status, giving him a legal safeguard to remain in our country. As of yesterday, the Trump administration stripped that safeguard, and his protections are now revoked.
Now here's where people need to keep two thoughts in their head. One, this killing is horrific on its own, and the victim deserves justice without her death being reduced to a hashtag or campaign prompt. Two, once a case gets pulled into national politics, the risk is that people stop talking about the human being who died and start using the case to fight a whole different war. That doesn't mean the immigration angle is imaginary. It clearly became part of the public story because DHS, ICE, and national political figures made it part of the public story. But that still should not erase the victim, her family, or the unanswered question of why she specifically was targeted. And these are the questions that still matter. Why was this victim singled out? What exactly was the previous encounter police referenced? Was the damaged SUV connected to the attack, or was that just part of the suspect's behavior moments before? And what more will come out through court records now that a not guilty plea has been reportedly filed? Those are not small questions. Those are the questions that will determine whether the public sees this as a random eruption of violence, a grievance-driven killing, or something even more complicated.
The part that keeps landing hard for me is how ordinary the victim's setting was. She wasn't at some dangerous party. She wasn't caught in a robbery gone wrong from what's been publicly reported. She was at work, at a gas station, in public, and in a matter of seconds, her life was gone. That's the kind of story that makes people angry, because there's no glamorous edge to it. It's just raw vulnerability. A working woman, a public business, witnesses watching something unfold that they probably can't get out of their head. And for her daughters, this is not a headline, it's not a debate clip, it's their mother. Local reports and community organizers have emphasized that point while trying to support the family. As of the latest reports I've found, Rolbert Joachin is facing homicide-related charges, and Gulf Coast News reported that he has pleaded not guilty. The case remains active, and more details may emerge through court proceedings. This case is still unfolding, and if more comes out, especially about motive, the alleged previous encounter, or what prosecutors say happened in those final moments, we'll update it here. But tonight, the real focus needs to stay where it belongs, on the woman who lost her life and the family left behind. If you want updates when this case moves again, subscribe now and drop your thoughts below. Do you think this case is being covered as a true victim story, or has it already been swallowed by politics? This has been the Crime Vault Unlocked. File closed.